Hello everyone and welcome back to my channel. Another different kind of a video today. We're doing another video response. Now this one is one I did last year actually, but there's a tag going around this year and we are going to do it. It is the Spooky Seasons deck tag. And I originally saw this on, I think it was Simon of Hermit's Caves channel. But I can't remember who originally did the tag, to be honest. So now I'm going to have to go searching and I'll put it in the description when I find it. But because there was a few different names I saw and I need to pinpoint exactly who started it. But anyway, if you're new to my channel, hi, how are you? It's good to meet you. And if you're returning, hello, welcome back. It is so great to see you again. If you guys would like to see more content like this, give me a thumbs up. Let me know that you like it. Leave me a comment. And yeah, if you want to book a personal reading with me, you can do so on the website address below. There's a new type of reading out. I've opened my 2022 year ahead readings. I had so many last year. I almost didn't get them done by the end of the year. So I've opened them up early. So get yours as soon as you can. So without further ado, you guys, let's get into it, shall we? So in no particular order, because I just have them strewn about here. So first of all, we have the what's this called? Shadows and Light? The Oracle of Shadows and Light, I think. I can't remember the name of it. But it is Jasmine Beckett Griffith and I believe Lucy Cavendish. And this is the deck, like I don't usually pull it unless it's around this time of year. It's just a very kind of darker, spooky aesthetic here. Just got the little bat wings. Talks about ghosts, witches, autumn. You know, it's just that kind of darker, like Ghost of the Pumpkin Patch. Yeah, it's just, yeah, a darker aesthetic. Good God. I should have made them all the right way up, but anyway, as you can see, it's like that darker kind of aesthetic. It's got really good messages. It's kind of a shadowy deck. Angel de los Muertos. You know, like how cool is she by the way? Can we just, I mean, look how awesome she is. I just love the artwork. Three Witchy Sisters. I like the guidebook in this. We have Death and the Maiden. So it's got keywords here. It's a great, easy oracle deck for this time of year. And I love it. So keeping with the themes of oracle decks, we have the Season of the Witch Samhain oracle. This is the back. This is the red gilding. I love the gilding on this. And I'm not one for gilding, so that tells you something. But look how shiny that is. I just love it. I love the backs. I actually I do really like the artwork on it. But I have not been reaching for it. I got this last year and I pulled from it maybe twice. Like, I don't know what it is. I just haven't connected with it, but I think I haven't pulled enough from it. I think that's it. I'm still gonna give it a chance because I love it. And so I didn't run out and get the Seasons of the Witch Yule because I wasn't pulling from this one. So I'm gonna see how it goes. It might end up in a future declutter. I don't know. But I love this card, the Divination card. Take a breath, take it twice, insightful reflections are guided by light. Like I love the aesthetic. Like I said, I'm going to say that a million times, but I love this image. So there's lots of things I like about this. Like, How cool is this card? But I need time to work with it, and I really need to work with the guidebook more. So I just need to spend some time with it. And I blew out my candle here. Jeez Louise. I am a hot mess, you guys. Can we just acknowledge that? Motherfucker. Okay. Having a hot mess of a day, but that's okay. So that is the Seasons of the Witch Samhain Oracle. Let's move on to a couple tarot decks. So no surprise here, we have the Shadowlands Tarot. Look how, I think this is one of my favorite backs. It's so cute. I'm surprised though that it was yellow. I will say that. I was surprised by the choice of yellow, and then they didn't match the same type of yellow undertones in the gold on the gilding. And if you can see, it's already rubbed off here on the side. So I don't love the gilding. It rubbed off too easy. It was the wrong color. It didn't match, and that used to drive me nuts, but I'm over it. And it will eventually all kind of rub off. And if I wasn't so lazy, I would file it off with a nail file, but too bad. Anyway, let's get into the artwork here. It's kind of sketchy lines. And I don't normally, I'm not gonna lie to you, I don't normally go for this type of artwork. But there's something so inviting about this deck. Like, it's just so comforting to my little spooky heart that I just, look at this cute little Page of Cups. He's so cute. I don't know what it is. I just like it. This little spooky monsters. Spooks to my heart. I really like this Three of Wands. Like, it's, the octopus is the beacon for the travelers. Like, I love it. I love it. The guidebook to this is very good. It's got excellent, like, reflective questions in it and things. Like, I don't know. I just really, really connected with it. And it's a good thing I did, because if I'm being honest, the cardstock for me is not my favorite. It's a bit too stiff. Like, and with the gilding and stuff, it's very cardboardy to me. And I like a more looser deck, and you guys have heard me talk about this before. And the gilding drove me nuts, and it's got a bow in it from, that's just the cardstock in it. But that being said, if you break it down a little bit, I'm sure I can break it into the point where it's good to go. But I do really like the artwork. I like the messages. Like, look at this cool death card. Oh, yes. So this is one of the ones I always pull around this time of year. I don't usually do it throughout the rest of the year, but in the fall, this is a go-to for me. I love the readings I get with it, and I love the backing. So that is the Shadowlands Tarot. Next, this one is one that doesn't get a whole lot of love on YouTube, not that I've found. And this is the Tarot of the Sweet Twilight. Reversible backs. Are these my favorite backs? No. But do I think they're cool? I absolutely do. So I believe this is a Los Scarabeo deck. I'd have to check my box on it, but it's got different artwork. And the little white book that comes with this is I like the insights that it has for these cards. And I really, it's just so different to anything that I have, but it's still that kind of more darker side. Like, look at the star. It's very neat, Ace of Pentacles, it's cool. And I do really enjoy it when I use it, but I don't reach for it that often. But when I do, it's usually around this time of year. It's just that darker kind of shadow work type messages. So I might use it during the year if I want, a good shadow reflection, but not very often. Now, I love the cardstock on this. It shuffles beautifully. The artwork is gorgeous. I like the book. So I'm surprised, very, very surprised that this does not get more love on here. Like I am very, very surprised by that. However, I don't love the borders. I kind of hate it, to be honest with you. In all the different languages, all the way around, like I hate it. I'm not gonna lie, I hate that. So what I've done is I actually, because I'm obsessed, got myself a second version and I trimmed it. And I just threw like the 5 on the bottom, you know, that's the Fool card, Tower, you know, because there are some, I will say, once I trimmed it and started using it, there are a couple that I'm like, wait, is that the Knight or is that the Page? You know, there were a couple of like, oh, questions, but that's why I just threw it on the bottom. I did edge it in silver. It's kind of worn off because I've used it, but out of the two, I'm much more apt to pull from my little modified deck, the trimmed version, than I am from this version. So, and the backs worked out fine trimmed. So there it goes. That's my 2 versions of this Tarot of the Sweet Twilight. And most likely I'm going to be decluttering the full-size version because I just can't handle the borders. So, but it is a great deck for this time of year. All right, moving on. What have we got? Yes, so the Crow Tarot. Here are the backs. I love this deck, but I don't do readings with it that often. But I love the artwork. And I am a sucker for anything crows or ravens. I absolutely adore it. But like I said, I don't pull this deck very often. However, I do, not for readings, but daily draws. I love to use this deck. Just for 1 card pulls that I leave on my altar to reflect on or meditate on. Like, look at this guy, the Devil card. I love this card. It's so fucking cool. And I love this High Priestess. Oh, it's so pretty. She's gorgeous. But yeah, so it's all crows. And it's very, you know, it's got the Rider-Waite-Smith for the most part. And I just really like it. But like I said, I use it more for daily draws or, you know, if I'm going to pull for, you know, to journal about or whatnot and just leave 1 card on my altar. That's what I use this deck for. So I do really like it. It's perfect for this time of year, whether you do a reading with it or daily pulls. It'll work either way. It's just I prefer doing the once a day draw. Okay. Les Vampire Oracle. This is always charged with my little green aventurine jack-o'-lantern over here. So this is another of the Jasmine Beckett Smith and Lucy Cavendish deck. It's got the little, it's got the number of the card and some keywords and a title of the card. And again, this is just more darker, shadowy type messages. I know a lot of these are upside down. I apologize. But this is a great one, again, for the darker time of the year. So I'll keep this kind of, not just in fall, but I'll keep pulling from this throughout the winter months as well. Love this card. And it's just got a lot of really good insights and messages. Again, it could be year round. It absolutely could. I just personally find myself pulling from it more in the darker months. But I love the artwork. I like the guidebook. It's beautiful. Ah, look at that. It's gorgeous. So that is the Vampire, or Les Vampire, I guess. However you want to pronounce it. Really like that deck. Okay, this is going to be a long one, you guys. I should have said grab some snacks, you know, because I love me some spooky decks. Let's be fucking honest here. It's my jam. So next we have the Santa Muerte Tarot. And I have edged this in red. As you can see, it's kind of starting to get worn because I like to use this deck. And this is one of my older decks. Like when I first started collecting, I guess, a few years ago, I had a couple. But this is one of the ones that I'm like, oh my God, that's so me. I love skulls. You guys can see that. And I saw this and I was like, oh yeah, it's gotta be, come on. This has gotta be a soul deck, right? I adore this Five of Cups. The artwork in this deck, and this High Priestess, the artwork in this deck is phenomenal. Absolutely phenomenal. It gives me different intuitive messages. Like, look at the detailing even in the background here. All the skulls almost in a mandala. Like, it's just, I just can't. It's so gorgeous. The 10s are all butterflies. I just love it. Like, the detailing in this deck is unbelievable. And I like this Tower card. Look at the confusion, like the being upside down and just not knowing. Oh, I love it. I love this deck, you guys. I was worried it wasn't going to be available. So if you guys saw my Am I a Cliche Tarot Reader, then you know I bought myself a backup of this deck just in case, because I liked it that much. And it takes a lot for me to buy a backup of a deck. So there you have it. But the cardstock is good. It's sturdy. I don't even mind that it's got a little bit of a gloss to it. The borders aren't invasive. Like, it's just, oh, I love it. I love it. I love it. But I pull from this sucker year round. Okay, moving on. We have, if I can get it, the Halloween Oracle with my little oopsie daisy witch hat here. I pull from this deck year round too. I love the imagery. It always seems to have just the right message when I need it. Always. This Oracle deck never fails me. And it was the deck that, I may have said this in another video, but this is the deck that I really started to get my mediumship abilities coming through. And so, I mean, just that alone, really, there's an unbreakable bond here. And I love it. I love the backs. They're absolutely adorable. And it always gives me just what I need. Always, always. So I always pull around this time of year for my clients, but I do use it year round, no matter what. Okay, next. We're getting there, you guys. We're getting there. We have an oldie but a goodie. We have the Everyday Witch Tarot. I have the mini for traveling, and then I have the full size. You guys, I'm sure if you haven't seen this deck, you have been living under a rock, and shame on you. I'm kidding, obviously. But now this deck I bought on a whim. I've said this in other videos. I bought it on a whim because I was like, oh, you know, I need some spooky season decks and whatnot. And I was not expecting it to be the well-rounded reader that it is. It completely surprised me. I pull from it year round. I love the messages it gives. It's very direct, but yet it doesn't ever feel, even though it's giving you a hard message, it never feels like it's scolding you. You know what I mean? Oh, one of my favorite tower cards ever. Can we just take a minute? Look at that. The tower is down, but she's holding the wand. She broke her own foundations. She broke her own patterns. Like, I love the message in this tower card. Oh, I just love it. One of my favorites ever. If I could get a print of this, I would. I love it. There's a couple cards in here, and I'll see if I can find them. That's one of them. I love the strength card. where is the other one here? It packs a punch, and it's the exact representation of what the card means to me. And I just love it. Where the hell is it? I'll find it, you guys. I'll find it. Doo-doo-doo. Just because I said that, I'm not going to, am I right? I love that the High Priestess in this deck is like doing divination. It's just so perfect. Okie doke. And I love also, here's another one, the Lover's card. And I'm not a fan of the Lover's card, but I love this one. Oh, where the hell is it? That's irritating. Goodness. Here it is. The Two of Swords. I mean, she's blindfolded and gets a bullseye. It's just like, you know what? When there's a decision to be made, trust your gut. You won't get it wrong. You'll always get the bullseye. You know, I love this card. I just love it. And of course, it's got a raven and a black cat, so it makes it all the better. But yes, this deck, you guys, if you don't have it, you should. And I don't say that about decks that often, but it's a great size. Even those with little hands can shuffle it, right? It's decent cardstock. It's typical Llewellyn cardstock, which I don't mind. I'm not mad at it. I actually like Llewellyn cardstock. I know I'm kind of in a league of my own when it comes to that, but so the mini is exactly the mini version of it, and it's great for card pulls on the go. So I love it. I like to have it for travel. However, this one does not come with a guidebook. The mini does not come with a guidebook. The full size comes with an excellent guidebook, so it's worth the investment. So definitely check that one out. Okay, we're almost done, guys. I promise you, we are almost fucking done. Okay, so next we have the Tarot of the Haunted House. So this is the one I've kind of been pulling for myself for this month. Comes with a little white book like this. Typical Lo Scarabeo. I think there's just a few pages in English. There's a bunch of different languages in here. So these are the backs. Are they not the fucking coolest? Seriously, I love these backs. I like this Hermit card. I like that he's being watched. He doesn't know it. It's just a really great deck. It's dark. I like the messages. It's got some interesting imagery here. It's just like she's in a graveyard. I love this. Like working on her craft in the graveyard, it's just great. I just really like the artwork of this. I like the messages in the book. That star card though, I mean, oh, wow, it's beautiful. I like the little voodoo doll for the Four of Pentacles. He's holding on to it. Like, it's cool. The bats, I love bats. It's got everything I like, you guys. Let's be honest. And a Ouija, I love it. I love it, I love it. There's no ifs, ands, or buts to it. It takes a bit to read with it, or at least I found. Maybe it's just I needed to connect with it more. But it's like sort of Rider-Waite-Smith, but it does have some deviations, so it's a little bit, you know, harder or whatever, but that's fine. I do really, really enjoy this deck though. 100% say yes. Check it out. Okay, so last but not least, you guys. No, you know what? We'll do this one last because it's my newest deck. So one more Oracle. I don't know what it's called. You guys have seen this in my videos probably numerous times. It's just like an affirmation deck that I found on Etsy. And if I can find it, if it's still available, I'll put the link in the description. No promises because I really don't know. But look at the backs. I mean, really look at them. So intricate. I love the spider webs, the eyes, the death moth here. It's I love this deck. I couldn't go without it. I randomly found it on Etsy one time. I don't even know how I came across it. And ordered it on a whim, and I'm so glad that I did. But I love the messages. You are your own soulmate. Keep your eyes open and your mind clear. Dream, believe, become. Like, I just love these. You are uncommon and irreplaceable. Like, I just... The unusual is rarely understood, but that makes it no less wondrous. It's just such a great... I love this. Embrace your flaws. Without them, you would be dull indeed. Be the strange you wish to see in your life. Like, it's just got the perfect messages just when you need to hear them. And it's good, like, to make you feel good about feeling out of place or odd. And it's like, no, I'm not. I love it. I love it. I love it. Okay. So this is a new edition. I just got it yesterday or the day before, something like that. And I've been playing with it. So this is the Jack-o'-lantern Tarot by Giuliano Costa. I probably said that wrong. Giuliano Costa. It's a Lo Scarabeo. Yeah. So typical Lo Scarabeo. Little white book. That's all you get. A little bit of write-up for each card in a bunch of different languages. So very, very typical. Just need a sip of water. Now, I saw this out for pre-order a while ago. And to be quite honest, I wasn't sure if I was going to get it. I'm glad I did, though. Like, I'm very glad I did. I love these backs. Look at the bat, the owl, the jack-o'-lantern. These are perfection. Perfection, perfection. I wasn't sure how I was going to feel about this artwork, but it turns out I really like it. It's a very definite style, but like, look at her throne. Look at the skull with his big teeth. The bats in the background. These wings on her hat. I mean, I like that her hat is what's pulled down covering her eyes, you know? It's just a little bit different. And there is some nudity in this deck, I will warn you. Like, for instance, back here. But I don't hate it. And normally I don't love nudity in decks, if I'm being honest. It's not my favorite thing to see. But for whatever reason... Here, like the Lover's card, that's a good example. I don't really notice it. I don't feel put off by it. It's not super in your face. It's very tasteful. So I actually really quite like it. like all the things coming out here, the bats, the owls. He's just chilling. He's a skeleton. I love this. Look at the big owl behind her. Her little slippers. Like, there's just so much detail in these, and I haven't even begun to play enough with it. It's great. 5 of Pentacles. So yeah, like, interesting devil card. It's very spooky, very like, what the hell? So I do look at the sun. Look at that creepy sun card. So yeah, I do really like it. I do. I'm not gonna lie. I was a little apprehensive, but the more I play with this, the more I find myself reaching for it, the more I like it. So it shuffles like a dream. And it's magnificent. And this is definitely one that I will be adding to my collection to use all the time in this time of year. And to be quite honest with you, this may be a year-rounder. Like, I could very well see myself pulling from it all year round. So, all right. I'm just thinking, yeah, that's it. Those are my spooky season decks. I'm sorry it was so long. This has to be like a good half hour or so. But I thank you so, so much for watching. Let me know in the comments which one of these is your favorite. And if you've done a video response to this, I want to hear your spooky deck. So drop your link in the description below or my comments so I can go and check it out. Yeah, I'm loving this. So thank you so, so much for watching, you guys. I really appreciate it. And we will talk to you very soon on the next video. Bye.